Welcome to Talkkafe. We're your hosts, Cece.
And I'm Ella. We're here to give you our breakdown on all things politics and culture. How are you doing today, C?
I'm doing great, Ella. Thanks for asking.
Let's get into the stories of the day. Outrage is brewing in Nigeria after a Chinese supermarket in Abuja implemented a controversial policy restricting entry solely to Chinese nationals, effectively excluding Nigerians from shopping there. The Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission summoned the supermarket's owner for investigation following widespread social media outcry. Nigerians shared videos online recounting their experiences of being turned away by security personnel at the supermarket's entrance.
This is where Nigerians also shared their videos recounting their experiences of being turned away by security personnel at the entrance.
Correct.
So, we want to give a shout out to Gist Lover blog.
Shout out Gist Lover
for airing this story. If not, it wouldn't have gone public. But thank you, Gist Lover blog.
Exactly. And this other guy, another vlogger that actually showed
the video,
the video actually going to the supermarket.
Yes.
So yeah. So what do you think?
This is outrageous. It's very outrageous because how he said that a foreigner would come into someone's country. Technically, they're taking over someone's country to build. Okay, yes, it's okay that they would build their supermarket, right? But allow the indigens, the locals of that country to shop there. In the way you're annihilating the nationals within that country from experiencing from that. It's their economy.
Whose economy?
You're building your economy based on a Nigerian ground.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're making profit off of. Well, it's not
It's
because
not,
they're discriminating. Actually,
yeah. It's a case of discrimination and racism in Nigeria.
Yes, yeah, you're right. Because and not only that, they only allow their currency in that supermarket. That's racism to the blatant.
That
level.
is how can
racism.
True. How can you go into a country like a Chinese person in Nigeria using Chinese currency in Nigeria?
I know. That's unheard of because let's say assuming that a Nigerian travels to China to set up a business. First of all, setting up a business would be hard. It would be difficult. They'll make it very difficult for a Nigerian or a non-Chinese, especially Africans, to go to China, building a business in China, and on top of that, using their currency. So, for instance, Nigerians in China building a business in China, and only allows Nigerians in China to entry into that business, and not only that, only allowing their own currency. So Nigerians' currency in China.
I know this can be. Okay, let's break it down. It's like too long, right? You have a Chinese national, right? In Nigeria, you build a supermarket solely for Chinese people and using Chinese currency in Nigeria.
So basically,
make that make sense.
It doesn't make sense. Basically, they're building their own country within another man's country.
You come into a country and you discriminate against the citizens of that country.
I know.
How dare you?
I know, when you're supposed to be paying homage to the citizens of that country.
So obviously we're happy or excited that the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission, that's the FCCPC, shut down the supermarket.
Yes.
The government of Nigeria should do more.
Very much more. Because there are no tight regulations on these Chinese firms.
Foreign
firms in Nigeria, which is the reason why they maltreat the indigents of these countries.
Discriminate.
In this case, Nigeria. And I've been told there are people who I've heard that there are some Chinese or even Indians. They would hire their own all the way people who aren't even qualified. There are many overqualified or very skilled people in places like Nigeria, educated and very skilled people who are out there looking for jobs. But these corporations, they would hire
Foreign corporations, right?
Yes, yeah. So these foreign corporations, in this
In
case,
Nigeria.
in Nigeria, yes, exactly. In this case, let's say China, they would hire people who aren't even skilled enough compared to the highly skilled, qualified Nigerians in Nigeria. They would hire people that are maybe not throwing any shade, but less qualified, or elementary students from China to come work in these firms.
So you have a firm in Nigeria employing maybe 90%
Yeah.
Chinese to come work in Nigeria.
Whereas there are many people who are very qualified out there, many Nigerians looking for jobs, and they say the unemployment rate is very low.
The government needs to implement a policy that states that a foreign company should hire more than 50% of the citizens.
Yeah, exactly.
They have that in Dubai. Like a foreign company in Dubai hires you hire more, maybe less than 10% of their nationals.
Makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense. You should hire more than 90% of
that country.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, citizens.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you understand what I just said?
Yeah. So basically what you're saying is that let's assume that you start a business or corporation in Dubai.
Yeah.
Your employees would be mainly 50%.
Over 50%.
Okay, over 50%.
Dubai citizens.
Yes. I understand that.
But it's not that way in Nigeria. It's that way in Egypt, all the Arab nations. That's their policy.
Who do you blame? You just said policy. It's the government. You blame
the government of Nigeria
because there are no regulations.
And they treat the foreign companies or the foreign company owners better than the citizens of Nigeria.
Exactly. And there are people who are very, very skilled. I go back to skill and educated, right? Wanting to start these businesses. So let's say in the sense of ceramic business. And you know how people they compete.
Yeah.
There are proposals out there for funding.
Yeah.
But these these politicians, they rather give funding to foreigners than taking care of their own. You know why? Majority of them are lobbyists.
Majority of
these politicians.
Yep. Yeah.
So
you betray your own citizens for what? For what?
Money.
Sure. Ridiculous.
It's very, very ridiculous.
Okay. But at least this Chinese supermarket is shut down for now.
Yes, at least based on this this
Gist Lover.
Yes, this Gist Lover. It actually, the reactions actually resulted to something very positive.
Exactly. So people keep speaking up.
Yep.
If you see discrimination in your own I can't even say that. Like, can you imagine?
I know
if you see discrimination in your country?
Yeah, or anything going wrong, because many of these corporations, they treat these local employees.
Yeah, you stated that before.
Yeah, they treat them very, very horrible. Very. I believe I saw there was a social media
what?
Video that was sent.
Okay.
That I saw someone sent it to me. This was during the pandemic, about the states, the state of how these employees are being treated very unfairly by these these Chinese or foreign employers. They're being treated very unfairly.
Yeah.
So in that sense, you have to also, it goes back to blaming the government because there are no regulations. If they audit these companies, they would find that there are many things, many things not going right within these organizations, and they're being hidden from the public.
Exactly.
But it's for people like this, for people to speak up, and there are some comments online.
Yep. So we're just gonna go through some comments. What's on your mind? Keep
There's some comments. There's some comments online. People have expressed their own opinions, and majority of which we agree. And this is not only. I know this supermarket that was publicized is situated in Nigeria's capital, which is Abuja.
Yeah.
But there are other places, other states, which people have stated that it's actually happening there, but no one is talking about it. And these states are some places in the south of Nigeria and the north of Nigeria. Someone said, someone commented that a regular Chinese capitalist is showing racist tendencies on our local soil.
Totally agree.
Nigeria, which has nothing to do with the foreign policies of Nigeria, which is true. I totally agree with that, because they have the audacity. You would blame, I keep saying blame the government. If they could come into your own country to take over, this is neo-colonialism.
Yep.
I would
Totally
say it's
agree.
The government
Nigeria needs to take into
take
account
charge.
their citizens.
Yes.
And do good by their citizens.
Yes, and add stricter regulations and policies when it comes to foreign companies building in Nigeria. You take care of your citizens first. Your citizens should be your number one, because you're there to protect and serve them. Well, I'm talking about it. That's police slogan, right? But still, it's
Police
the government
what?
slogan: protect and serve.
We have another topic, or not even another topic, similar.
Similar,
So we
yes.
have there's a school in Lagos, Nigeria.
An Indian school,
Indian
precisely.
school in Lagos, Nigeria, for Indians, solely for Indians. Now you're excluding Nigerians again.
Excluding Nigerians.
Like when I say Nigerian
Entry
student,
into
when
the school.
I'm yeah. So I said
Excluding
again because
Nigerians.
the store excluded Nigerians.
Yeah.
So you have schools. So you have a supermarket excluding Nigerians.
But what
Now-
is this school doing, though?
What do you mean? What are they doing? They're teaching
What do they teach? What's your curriculum like?
Indian curriculum.
So that's,
curriculum.
and so basically they're all, so it's Indian for Indians
Indian for Indians in Nigeria.
in Nigeria.
Yeah, you're playing God's advocate. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Playing God's advocate, right? Would argue that, huh?
AKA Devil's advocate, but anyways, but we're just claiming to be
It's
God's,
God's
advocate.
advocate.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the actual phrase is devils, but I ain't a devil. I'm the child of God.
All right, back to this topic.
But anyways, so some would argue that these are Indians who would like to preserve they're teaching their next generation about their own culture, not wanting to lose that.
You
Would
can
blame
do that at home.
I get that, but some
And
of
you
them,
can even have an extra after school program for that
Exactly.
specifically to teach the Indian curriculum, right?
true.
After school program, not all day. And do not exclude Nigerians.
But you also
What
understand that
is the government doing? How are they able to build
Again, yeah.
schools and stores and community for their own, like for foreigners only, and you treat the citizens so horrible?
because it's called lobbying, shake hands, and-
Corruption.
Yeah, exactly. But you
Yeah.
want to say lobby because you want to be politically correct.
When
right?
politically correct, it's
Well,
corruption.
yeah, it's corruption to the fullest. I agree, though.
Yeah.
I totally agree. I totally agree. But again, I go back to say there are people who would argue that they want, how like Indians not to bring
I understand what
anything,
you're
or
saying, but-
Indians they intermarry. Maybe it's that sort of way too. They get to know each other.
After school programs.
True, but Nigerians too can start their own.
It's in Nigeria. Nigeria
Oh
has
yeah,
like,
true. But then you teach your own indigenous and not only teach English.
not even that. You're missing. This is school in Nigeria, Lagos, Nigeria, solely for Indians with Indian curriculum, and you're excluding Nigerians from attending that school.
So would you
in
have
Nigeria? Would you have the same thing in India? Solely
no, I know that won't happen in
Okay,
India.
so
So
what-
I get
what-
that. But let's say in the US or in Canada where
We're not
would you
ta-
have
I'm telling the same situation. Would you have a Nigerian school in India
teaching only in Nigerian culture and language? No,
you wouldn't.
No, you wouldn't.
So what are we
I
talking
agree. Yes.
about?
Okay. Case closed then.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next
I
topic.
totally agree with that. I'm just doing,
Yeah.
speaking for the devil's advocates.
Next topic.
Next topic is now, this is in North America, Canada, to be precise. This is also a matter of corruption to its fullest. So, on the news, there are some councillors in the city of Brampton are facing questions because they stayed at an absolute gem at a very no. They stayed at a very expensive hotel in Dublin, which is in Ireland. So this was some time ago in 2023 where these councillors, so 2 councillors and 3 senior staff, they were sent on an investment trip to Ireland, and they spent more than $60,000 over roughly 5 days. So within 5 days, they spent over $60,000 on expenses, which included hotels, travel, and food. Mind you, these are 5 people, so 2 counselors and 3 senior staff. So now the city
$60,000.
yeah, $60,000
Wow.
Canadian dollars. This was in 2023, and so it was suggested that based on this audit, it was suggested that they spent about around $2,500 per person every day on this trip,
Wow. Wow. Wow.
and there are receipts to prove this. So now the question begs that, are these, of course we know they're
our
taxpayers' money.
taxpayers. That's
It's
our money.
of course, it's
Our
taxpayers' money.
money going into what? Foolishness.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Yeah.
That's corruption, man.
Yeah, because it is corruption to the fullest. 2 of these counselors, it was stated that they spent just under $4,000 on each flights,
Wow.
and they stayed in a 5-star hotel, which costs about $700 per person a night. Oh Lord.
So you're balling with our money.
And here there are people looking for jobs or even
With
earning
the high inflation.
yes, or earning minimum wage. Why there are people out there spending your money. You work for it. Technically you're working for these government officials.
City of Brampton.
It's not-
Corruption.
it's
It's not
because
only
they were
it's-
found.
It's not only City of Brampton. We get that. I'm just saying.
It's because they were found. Or they were caught, sorry. Not
Yeah,
found,
yeah,
caught.
yeah. They were caught. Yeah.
Yeah, because there are people. That's one good thing I like when they audit. They find how some of these government officials spend frivolously on taxpayers' money.
Exactly. And yet you're not even making it efficient for us. You're spending our money, and you're not even helping us in any way. Corruption is everywhere.
It is everywhere. It is. Is
That
it for
covers our
today?
topics for today.
Until next time, have a good day. Enjoy your day, beautiful people.
On your mind, what's on your mind?